I used to listen to good podcasts, but everything was fine. But now I listen to this podcast because I've lost my mind. My gym partner's a podcast. My gym partner's a podcast. Yeah!
Bull shark, porcupine, I don't know what. Doing this podcast's a pain in the...
Hey everybody, it's me, Weird Al here, presenting live in Cameroon with my new hit single, I'm a Friendly Armadillo. Here we go.
No.
Okay, so Weird Al Yankovic. That's what we're opening up with on this one. Alright.
Well, yeah, look.
I wasn't prepared. So Weird Al, what you been up to these days? It's so cool that we could get you on the show.
Oh, it's no problem. You know, I love being on cartoon podcasts and just anything to do with cartoons since I'm a living cartoon myself. Anyway, I wanted to come here to talk about identity theft. It is just wrong. And if you ever try to impersonate me on your podcast, then I will come after you. And that's the end of my bit there. Hey,
okay, cool.
Renee.
Thanks, Weird Al.
Exit Weird Al, enter Renee. Hey, Renee, I feel like it's been like 3 years since I've seen you.
Yeah, exit Weird Al from Renee's body.
He was inhabiting them.
Yeah,
like a spirit.
Weird Al took Renee like a specter and just told us that because he knew at some point we were going to try and do a Weird Al impression.
I'm so
by the way,
sorry.
everybody, Weird Al's not in any of these episodes.
That's so sad that he's not in any of these episodes because I
Is
feel
he
like he would have been a good Dobby.
He would.
Huh?
Dobby? Was his name Dobby?
Yeah, Dobby.
You called him Dobby. I can't pretend that you did that by accident.
Oh,
I can't pretend that
was
just a slip of the tongue.
Oh, it was just a slip of the tongue. Didn't mean to. Definitely didn't purposely call him
Mr. Potter. Oh, please don't. But please, when I die, bury me in a little shoebox by the ocean. Dobby always loved to hear the sea.
So welcome to My Gym Partners, a podcast. The podcast where we go over episodes of My Gym Partner's a Monkey and relay them and review them to you, the lovely audience. And we go on some tangents sometimes where we talk about Dobby. But that's just part of the show, everybody.
Well, listen, Dobby's a very important character to Harry Potter because first of all,
Dobby could probably... Dobby's
be?
stylized enough. Huh?
Listen, where would we be as a society if Dobby didn't get his pussy indulged?
Oh my god, well...
Cut it! Cut everything! Cut everything!
No, we're not cutting that, because we're still talking about Dobby here, and I think it would be awkward if we cut that part, if we just got to me talking about Dobby now. I have this little headcanon I've shared with you both, but I want to share it with the world, because I feel like, you know, it's a good thing to just get out there. I have this little headcanon, right, of Dobby and Gollum.
Oh yeah,
Lord
that's
of the
right.
Rings.
Oh, please tell this. I love this.
So, like, the idea of it is, like, you know, they're both little scrawny creatures. So they got a lot of similarities. They got a lot of, like, anyway, to get on to the love part. The love is what we care about.
Of course, the love part.
The love between these two wonderful creatures is you know, I have the scene worked out where Dobby's just like hitting himself on the head. He's like, stupid Dobby, you know, like stupid Dobby, because he's just so fucking like mean to himself, right? He's so cruel to himself. And Gollum comes in and he like grabs his hand before he like hits himself again. And he says, Dobby not stupid, Dobby my precious. and then they kiss, and it's really tender. They hug, it's like an embrace, and you can hear their bones creaking against one another because they're so malnourished and disgusting. And you know, it's really sweet. God. They look each other in their big big glossy eyes.
Like a single tear rolls down Dobby's face, and Dobby's like,
Dobby
has
never
found a new home with you.
That one's free, folks.
Yeah, hey, Hollywood, call us. Ultimate
Hollywood.
crossover.
I would love to see this made into a feature-length film. I would love to see, like, this concept out there. Lord of the Rings is a long movie, and I think this would be also.
It'd be like in the theaters, it'd be like a 2-hour movie, but then there's like a director's cut that's like 4 hours long.
It's 4 hours, and it shows like a lot of like behind-the-scenes domestic footage of Dobby and Gollum like catching fish together.
And like it's like a little montage scene, and like Dobby's trying to catch a fish, and he keeps failing, and he looks pretty downtrodden about it. And then like Gollum runs over and like jumps in the water, and he like comes back up, and
grabs it with his
yeah. He's like has a fish in his teeth, and he smiles, and Dobby kind of goes like, "Oh, you."
No, wait. I don't want to be the villain here. But we're on a podcast, for Christ's sake.
But I just want to talk about, like, the scene where...
No,
where,
hold on. No,
hold on. Renee. Don't be a Debbie Downer and let me fucking talk about this one scene, and then we can get on talking about the monkey podcast. The monkeys, alright? The monkeys. I think that Dobby and Gollum are Jake Spider Monkey adjacent. They're both lanky. They're all lanky, so here we go. I have this idea of Dobby, like, it's a really powerful scene where Gollum is like, he takes socks and he puts them over Dobby's feet, and this is like a thing to symbolize like Dobby's, like, you know, his acceptance and how he's on his level, because before, you know, a sock was just something that Harry threw at him, and it made Dobby like happy for some fucked up reason. But in this situation,
do you not remember the significance of the sock in the Harry Potter book? It's like if you give a house elf clothes, they become free. So Harry tricked the bad guy into giving him a sock so that he was free from the bad guy.
God, the wizards are fucking. Everything in Harry Potter's a little dumb, isn't it?
Sorry, go on. What were you saying? He puts the sock on his feet.
But anyway, he puts a sock on his foot, and Dobby is just like, he's so excited, and he's just looking down at Gollum, and Gollum looks up at him, and again, you know, they smile at each other. Anyway, that's all I got. The first episode is Gorilla My Dreams.
Jesus
yeah.
Christ, finally. God.
So
it's like I never left.
Gorilla My Dreams. It's a fun episode.
Shame on you.
It kind of goes by kind of fast. Like, I feel like the second one was testing me a bit, but this one was just kind of like a little short thing. We get, you know, it's a Windsor centric episode. So if you don't like Windsor, maybe skip out on this one because he's in it a lot.
He's the main focus of this episode, and this episode has a unique structure, I feel, compared to the rest of them. It feels like we have a very extra long opening sequence, like an opening scene.
Oh yeah, it is kind of long.
And I feel like for the most part, most of these episodes start out with kind of like a short-lived, quick little section that ends with a jape, joke.
Usually it's just a short little introduction. Usually Principal Pixie Frog setting the scene for you. What adventure our heroes or dubious protagonists are getting into today, but here it's pretty long form. It extends, like the intrigue like heightens as we watch along. We begin here with Adam and Jake. Adam hears a startling noise, and he's like, "Oh, did you hear that, Jake?" And
I heard something fucked up. There's something over there. And I just want to, like, before you go on with this, Renee, because I feel like it would be strange to mention it later, the sign says Carnivores Meat here Wednesdays. That's meat, M-E-A-T. And that's pretty funny. That's a joke, I guess.
Yeah.
Carnivores meat, get it? Because they eat it.
Oh.
Anyway.
There was another
tired of
thing
this.
here. There was another thing that Jake said that I thought was weird. It'll segue into my animal facts corner. Cue the
Oh,
music.
yay!
Animal Facts Corner with Renee!
Oh, we haven't had one of the... I tried doing one of those last time.
Yeah,
Renee.
yeah, and you failed. It was a capybara, not a wombat.
That was a wombat. That wasn't a capybara.
It was a capybara. The episode had a name tag for him, and it said capybara.
Oh, you're saying the animal in the episode was a... Oh.
Whoopsie, and then you like hit your head with your fist, like. Dunk.
Yeah. Stupid Gert! Stupid Gert!
No,
stupid
Gert, no, Gert, you're precious.
Anyway, Jake just mentions Pithecanthropus casually in conversation, which is one
Is
of
that
the
ancient?
ancient hominid actually.
I see.
It's pretty weird, but I like it. I like a good ancient man joke. Good kudos, Jake. But
I do love a good ancient man joke.
so we through Adam hearing this startling noise, Jake gets to go into his animal superiority diatribe where he talks about how, I'm surprised you heard it because, you humans at all can't seem to hear or detect anything.
Your weak little human ears. You're always getting surprised by things. You're always... You can never, like, sense what's coming. Boo! And then he tries to scare him,
It works. I mean, like, Adam, like, jumps out of his clothes and into the bush, and he's just kind of, like, grumbling, like, this is, like, the third time I've had to put my pants on in the bush.
Why do I even bother putting on clothes?
Yeah.
Why do I even try here?
Why doesn't he just put on a belt, for God's sake?
He gets startled out of the bush, though, and he, like, leaps into Jake's arms. It's still in his underwear, because Windsor was in there hiding from something.
He made a little roar also, I believe, a noise of some kind. And there's like, hey, Windsor, what's up?
He's like, I'm hiding from her, and then they keep misunderstanding which her he's talking about. Who does they point to first? I think
first they point to Deirdre, the
koala
girl, which we haven't seen her in a while, and we won't see her for a while again. Bye, Deirdre.
We get a nice long look at her though, and we get to hear the wah 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 wah, theme of Deirdre, we should call it. And then we see a beautiful Coach Gill. Coach Gill is wearing a dress on her like entire
podium
thing, thing that Horace wheels her around on.
With a push-up bra?
Yeah, with a push-up bra, she's got some titties.
Fish titties.
Fish titties.
Why is fish titties a reoccurring theme every time we talk about the fish in this stupid show?
Well, to be fair, it's Coach Gill specifically.
It is Coach Gill specifically. And then we get then they're like, oh, her? And this is like the second time in recent times that Dickie is referred to as like a girl, because they're pointing at Dickie in a coconut bra and a fruit hat, dancing on like a bucket, surrounded by like Mr. Mandrill and Mr. Hornbill and like some MISC students.
It's really weird.
What?
Are we gonna do this one too?
We're not gonna touch that. We're not gonna touch that.
We're not gonna touch that.
It's just a bad gag.
Oh, and so Windsor gets fed up, like, with them misunderstanding. This bit goes on for a bit, and he just like goes up, points to a gorilla girl. She's a new gorilla girl, and just like frustratingly crawls back into the bush. Her name is Deb, and she's from Cameroon.
Put your heart into it. It's more like Cameroon.
Oh.
Now, this is a real this oh man, when I watch show children, my favorite part is when they just start like saying the same thing over and over again, but like in wacky voices.
At least Windsor seems to be done with it too. At least he's also just like, please stop that.
Like, maybe I was a bitter, cynical kid, but I think even as a kid I would find this annoying.
No, I felt that. In no show did I feel this stronger than in Fairly Odd Parents, even back then. God.
Hey,
God.
You forget about you, bitch Fartman. We're still on your trail. We're gonna get you.
Yeah, bitch Fartman. Say your prayers.
We're coming for you.
We're counting the days that we're gonna get you, bitch Fartman. You're gonna be got.
No, we're not going to actually get anyone for this. I'm saying this for legal purposes, so we don't get got.
If bitch Fartman's house gets TP'd, it wasn't us.
Yeah, if bitch Fartman gets like a little prank done on him, you know, like if somebody slips a little hair into his drink, it's not us. If somebody puts a little bit of hair in his pie,
in his meat
know,
tart.
his meat tart. Hey y'all, watch Midsummer. It's really fucked up.
What is that? What? Oh, I haven't seen Midsommar. All right.
It's not. Don't worry about it. But don't eat the meat tart. Don't eat it.
Yeah, don't eat the meat tart.
Okay. All right. Anyway, Windsor asks Adam and Jake to escort him as a bush to inside because he is so afraid of like interacting with this new lowland gorilla, Deb. He seems to be very afraid of this girl. They walk by. She notices him past his disguise and says, "Hey there, gorilla boy."
Hey there, gorilla boy.
And
Windsor's like, ah! He's very afraid. What could he be afraid of? Oh, what could he be afraid of in this case?
So they go to find him. He's hiding in a locker, and they're like, Windsor, what's the big idea? And he's like, well, you need to understand something about gorillas, is that like we mate for life. So like if I stare at her too long, or like kind of give her a passing, I don't know, display of affection or something. He's like, if I charm her too badly, she's gonna want to marry me like right away. Like I'm just so charming.
Like I'm just like so like irresistible, and like I just don't want like girls to like me. Like I don't want them to be. I don't want them to succumb to that fate. I don't want them to see me and just immediately be attracted to me.
I want to say for the record, I do not condone Windsor's words here in this instant, where he's like says in the most creepily way imaginable that she would just get sucked into the black hole of my charisma. He says some stuff. I don't like it. Windsor, you need to learn.
Hey, Renee, as the #1 Windsor apologist, how did this episode make you feel? Did it disappoint you? Did your son disappoint you?
No, I think in the end, well, we'll see, but I think he's shown some responsibility throughout this, and like, there's still yet to be proud of Windsor, my boy, but like, missteps and all. Middle school. By the way, I think this episode is the most times they mentioned like middle school as like a concept.
Yeah, that was a thing that I was taking notice to also. They said middle school a lot, and it was kind of nice being reminded.
Yeah, but then Jake says that one thing where he's like, yeah, middle school marriages never last that long, and I was like,
oh yeah, I don't like that. Didn't like that. Not funny. Didn't laugh.
Not funny. Didn't laugh.
Not funny.
Oh, jeez. There's little bits like that like sneak its way into this episode specifically that we'll see. Just like a little getcha bits. Anyway, Windsor's like explaining that of course he can't like make eye contact, like putting it simply because Jake is like, oh, I don't get it. That's the most words you ever said in a sentence.
You just said too many think words.
He was like, in English, please, kind of about it. And so he explains it, a little bit simpler, and Adam's like, oh, okay, I guess I get it. Is this where we go to Mr. Rangel's class next? I don't remember.
No, we go to lunch.
Oh, that's right. Oh.
I like how Adam walks in. He mentions, Jake's like, what's your lunch? And he's like, oh, I'm just brown bagging it today. I don't want to gamble with the school's grub. And it's like, we mentioned it before. Continued discussion of the food saga in relation to Adam.
Yeah, it's very important.
It's very important, completely consistent theme that we always bring up whenever it rises.
So, I guess he does try the food, at times, more than once. Some days he'll, just, try and eat it, which,
Maybe I'll like it today.
I guess he's a little adventurous at times. Maybe we don't know. Maybe there are good things to eat sometimes at Charles Darwin. There could possibly be.
No,
okay,
absolutely not.
Well,
I mean, we haven't seen them, so that claim has a lot of ground and a lot of weight in this argument. But there might be something good. Maybe a burger remains from the burger episode. Remember that episode, the food episode?
Oh, that was so long ago. Don't make me think about that one.
Oh, okay. I'll have something equally as horrible for you to think about.
No!
Windsor is inside of Slips' stomach.
No!
I wrote here. I mean, he jumps inside.
He's just in there. Slips just walks into seed, and Windsor's just in there, and he's like, "Come on, Slips. I'm still hungry."
Shake asks Slips as Slips his head just comes into frame. He goes, "Hey, you want some of my food?" He's like, "Nah, man, I'm stuffed." And then zoom out, Windsor shaped lump and Slips' body, and he says, "Please, yes," like you were saying today. He says, "No, feed me more."
I'm still hungry, and it's
horrifying.
As he's exiting Slips, it's the most disturbing thing. He just kind of stretches his mouth out, his jaws open, and steps out, and Slips looks so uncomfortable and scared, sad.
He doesn't like it one bit.
No.
I literally wrote in my notes, "No."
I said, Slips Vord Windsor, and
no, I didn't want to hear the word.
Well,
I was
word.
avoiding
That's
it. I
what
was
it
avoiding
is.
saying
we
it.
were all stepping around it. I just had to get it out there. That's the last
it
time
wouldn't
we
be
have
that
to say
bad.
it.
No, it's not, because it wouldn't be that bad if that's the only time he does that kind of thing. But then Deb walks in and he's like, "Oh no," and he tries to jump in a trash can, and then Lupe's like, "Oh, she's gone," and then he comes out of it, and she's just like, "Just kidding, she's still coming," and he's like, "That's not funny, Lupe," and he runs and he jumps into Jake next.
I didn't think about how gross it was that he was in the trash before.
Until
just now.
As if it wasn't gross enough that Windsor was in Slips, and then as he got out, Slips mentioned "Yeah, dude, you should take a shower, man. You stink." As he was inside, I was like, "All right, that's gross enough." You visibly see him jump into the trash and then jump into Jake's mouth, and just I'm glad to be back.
Welcome back, Renee.
This is the episode you get to be back on. I hope you're happy.
Right after he, just jumps out of Jake because he's not going to stay there that long, he jumps into a pool of water, and it's full of piranhas, and he gets his entire lower half eaten, and it's just bones, and he's like, "Oh, I hate piranhas."
The classic gag.
That's pretty much all that scene.
Yeah, I'm struggling to remember what happens next. I actually forgot to write notes for this one.
I mean,
The
it
next
was
one
like
matters to me a lot.
Yeah. That was like just like a montage of like Windsor trying to hide from Deb. Here we see Adam like going to Principal Pixie Frog again, an adult, to like stop this like tomfoolery. He says that like if Windsor were to like get anywhere near Deb, they might get married, and like we're in middle school, so like obviously that's wrong. And he's like, yes, of course, because women, you see, you can't live with them.
And Mr. Principal Pixie Frog.
No, that's it. That's just it. You can't live with them.
Can't live. Women can't live with them.
It's really funny. And then he mentions like, what's her name?
It all stretches back to my childhood. And then he like turns to the window and yells, "Lenore!"
Lenore!
And then a raven flies. And then a raven flies into the window. Just in case you didn't catch the reference there. Did you get it? That's a raven
that was a reference to the raven?
Yeah.
Oh, I actually didn't catch that reference.
I was very pleased with that. Good going.
That's a pretty good one. Oh, stupid Gert! Stupid Gert!
Oh.
No, Gert, no! I'm taking your hands. No, Gert. Gert, precious.
And I look at you and my eyes are like huge, like Dobby's eyes.
Oh, Lenore. The lost
Lenore!
love of
Lenore.
So, as usual, Principal Pixie Frog solves nothing.
Oh, he's so useless. And then this is where Mr. Rangel comes in, right?
Yeah. This is
Oh, yay. I like this scene.
It's
funny.
This is called a personal space class. And like seeing the thumbnail of this, like it's like, oh, personal space. Like, is this gonna get into like a weird thing of like personal space bubbles and stuff? But like I'm struggling to find what like the purpose of this class is.
I think it's just because
so animals don't eat each other.
Well, yeah, I think it's that, and like animals are use a lot of their body language, I guess, to express a lot of their intent. So like maybe the personal space class is to say like, hey, like this is what to do in a situation where you're like confronted by like a predator animal or things like that. Because the exercise that he has them do is like pick a partner and then like stare intensely at them. And like Jake and Adam pair up, and then Ingrid and Lupe, like things like Slips and Windsor are there. No, that's right. Windsor pairs up with Deb. And it's funny because Adam tries to like talk to Mr. Rangel, like hey, like trying to help Windsor out, I guess.
Like, hey, the thing with Deb and Windsor is, and then Jake interrupts and he's like, she's from Cameroon.
Because he just has to keep doing that. He just has to keep saying it and making my life worse by saying it.
I'll be honest. It's not as bad as the running joke. That's one I remember as a kid. I watched that as a kid and I was like, +1.
I'm going to be a defender for all the like dummies out there who like these kinds of jokes.
Okay, well I'll be the prosecutor. These jokes are stupid and I hate them.
You can be my mom.
Okay,
who,
I'll
like,
be your mom.
You can be my mom who like heard this show like playing from the other room and was just like, that's a dumbass show.
I'll be the centrist that just like walked in from out in the street to like interrupt you both and say, oh, actually, both sides are wrong, and then come back out the way I came through the broken window.
Well, then we look at you and we just like we go, oh my god, you're so fucking smart.
Here's what I'll say. Listen, I feel like I've talked about these kinds of jokes and why they annoy me so much, and it's just because, like, listen. I feel weird sometimes because this show is aimed at, I think, a younger audience than when I grew up watching it. I think I was too old for it even. which is, I mean, I'm not even that old. But the thing I have a problem with these jokes is the joke is just, let's say it as loudly and as annoying as possible, which to like a 6 or 7-year-old is like the funniest thing in the world. So, more power to them. But as like, even I think like a 10-year-old or something, or 11-year-old watching this show, you just get like a headache because you're getting annoyed by it. So it's just a noise. It's just noise. Like, just noise isn't
noise.
Exactly.
Well,
I'm the Grinch in this situation where it's like, I like, sometimes a funny noise or like a kind of silly phrase said a lot is funny. Like, I've been thinking a lot lately about Invader Zim, and I was like, because I used to watch like a shit ton. That's like one of my favorite shows. It's like, does it really hold up? Because sometimes it's just someone saying a thing, right? And sometimes it doesn't hold up. Like, it's just this, it's the same with Billy and Mandy. There's some jokes in Billy and Mandy that don't hold up anymore because they're like, when you're a dumb kid, you're like, hee hee. Then you watch it again and you're like, that's annoying.
Yeah, like we were doing that just like a couple of days ago. Like we were all watching Billy and Mandy, and there's just some jokes that are exactly like My Gym Partner's a Monkey. It's just them screaming and Billy just doing a noise for a really long time, and you're like, well, that was a lot.
That was a
that
noise.
was a lot of time. And I mean, I kind of feel like cartoons, most of them, have like understood that it's not that funny, and they try and like do writing.
Yeah.
Like a lot of newer shows now.
I
feels
don't
kind of
see
like
these
it's gotten
kinds of
better.
jokes that often in newer shows because I watch a lot of cartoons even now. Like I watch, your Craig of the Creeks, your Mau Mau's, your whatever the hell's on, and it's a lot more just like actually like a funny joke that like all kids can like, or just like whatever. I don't know. This joke I think is
all
not very
kids like
common.
me.
Yeah, like me. I'm a kid.
Hey, I'm a kid.
But yeah, I'm hopping off the soapbox. I'm too old. I'm definitely not the target audience for My Gym Partner's a Monkey. So, that's my here we are. So that's my bad. But at the same time, like it just gives me when I don't like loud. I don't like the noise. I'm sitting in my cave at the top of the mountain, and I'm scowling down at the Who's in Whoville, and I say I can't stand it. The noise.
Just like Coach.
So anyway, there's
they get paired up, Deb and Windsor, because Jake interrupted with his long bit, and as soon as like Deb like starts talking to him, Windsor just like runs and like makes like a Windsor shaped hole out of the wall. Mr. Mandrill's
and also
like, oh, good going, nice evasive tactics, Windsor.
Before this, we see other students like doing the staring exercise, and Jake and Adam are staring at each other, and they're trying to look real mean, but one of them farted, and we went, and they both just start laughing, and that's a good genuine
I was
moment.
gonna say this is gonna make me sound so hypocritical, but that's like my favorite joke of the whole episode.
I really wanted to say Lucy right after you were done with that. So anyway, there's a joke that made Lucy laugh where they farted.
Yeah, that was good because it was like, it was short, funny, and it was a nice like character interaction moment where they're like, oh, they're middle school friends. They laugh at farts. That's fun. That's cute.
Yeah, and we had a moment like that last episode too, where they just kind of like whispered at each other and then kind of went like, to each other, like laughing. It's nice when Adam and Jake are being friendly and like, being like middle school boys and just laughing at stupid shit. It's funny. But Deb and Windsor though.
Well, also we got a Lupe and Ingrid, and I just wanted to mention this really quick as sort of a counter to that little interaction between Adam and Jake, because Ingrid's like, give me all you got, and Ingrid can't do it. It's too much. Alright, that was it.
So we transition into the lockers, and Windsor is hiding in his locker once again. They're all trying to like goad him out. Like, come on, Windsor. Like, you can't stay in there like all week. And he's just like, no, I'm gonna stay here for the rest of my middle school career. And they're all talking, and Deb like comes in as a surprise. She like starts talking to Windsor. It's like, Windsor, what are you doing in there? Have you been like hiding from me this whole time because you're afraid of like some like adult ritual of like being life mates forever? Yeah.
Interesting note. Her voice is actually the girl from the Book of Virtues, the adventures of the Book of Virtues.
Really?
Yeah, I could tell.
No, is it for
funny
real? We gotta look this up. Because...
Yeah, it totally is. I know at one point, like, the voice actor for her was, like, somebody else, but I'm pretty sure in the later episodes, yeah.
Hold on.
Was that Tara Strong? Or who was that? Because I feel like whoever this is, it's either her or
I don't
someone
think it did not
confused.
sound like Tara Strong to me, but I could be wrong. Listen.
Hat-
I don't know.
Oh wait, no,
Sushi.
it's the person who's like ill, isn't it? Like ill from Rugrats.
You mean ill? You mean Lil?
Yeah, that one.
You ill?
You know, ill like sick. That's Pestilence, isn't it? From Rugrats. One of the Harbinger babies.
Is the plague?
Well, I just
Famine?
cross-referenced. There is a character from the Book of Virtues who does a voice in My Gym Partner's a Monkey. Kath Soucy, who does the voice of like Annie Redfeather, does the voice for Deirdre Koala.
Oh.
So that's all I can
Oh!
find from behind
Well,
the
that-
voice
well-
actors.
Oh, well, yeah, Deirdre Koala is actually, like, the Gorilla Girl also.
Well, I guess that's it then.
We solved the case of the...
I want this episode to be over.
I do too.
Deb
We're going...
talks to Windsor, talks him down. It's like, look, we're in middle school. Hey, remember, Adoy, we're not going to be life partners because that's an adult, like, gorilla thing. Like, you can just calm down and, like, whatever.
Okay.
So you won't be sucked in by my rippling charm.
She's like, no,
You
she
won't.
grabs him and puts her on her arm like a baby and carries him away. And then we cut to Slips, Jake, and Adam are outside and they're talking who the fuck cares what they're talking about, but
Yeah, they're just talking about whatever, and then there's this part where Jake is like...
there's a monkey girl and she's like,
There's
come
a
here, monkey boy, and then Jake's like, oh, that's my chica from Costa Rica.
Costa Rica! And then Windsor's like, sometimes I'm just...
Yeah, Windsor's like sitting to the side with like his, I guess, girlfriend now, and he's like, you know, they're a lot, and she's just like, oh, don't worry, you'll have new friends after the wedding, and he's like, Zah?
Zaw. I like that. Zaw.
Yeah, apparently we're sharing that catchphrase now. I thought it was an Adam only thing, but no, it's not.
I think it was a good gag for Windsor to use it.
Yeah, it would be if Jake doesn't use it in the next episode at the
Are
end.
we allowed to use that song for our podcast?
I
What
don't
song?
think so. No.
That song that goes... "Bop, bop, 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 bop."
That is Beach Parade.
That's Beach Parade?
Yeah.
Are-
I don't think so.
Alright, I'm done with this one.
Next time on My Gym Partners, a podcast.
What's wrong? You found the body? Buried under this well? Oh my god! No, don't tell the authorities! I promise! It'll be a secret between you and me!
I'm back. I know what Niles learned. Here to tell you, he's all wrong. On all fronts.
What do you mean?
The secret society. There was one. but it's been disbanded for over 50 years now. It was before the war.
Before the war? But they told
Now.
us there was nothing before the war.
Oh, that's where you were lied to the second time. And now back to the show.
The Prince and the Pooper.
The Prince and the Pooper.
The Prince and the Pooper. There's just no other way to start it.
This is the
That's
best
the
episode
episode.
that there's ever been in this whole series.
Well, you've said that lots of episodes, but
But I
yeah,
mean, like,
it's pretty
you know,
good.
like, that's a pretty bold claim there. But let's see if the topic of the monkey indentured servitude something.
This was one of my favorite kind of episodes as a kid because a lot of it takes place outside of Charles Darwin, and that's
Yes.
very fresh.
A lot of it takes place at, what was it called? Foreverville. Whatever, we'll get to it. We open on Jake and Adam in a limo, and Adam is being a nuisance.
He is so like, wow!
He was very loud in this episode.
Oh, he
Yeah.
was. He was an excited little boy.
How dare he?
Wow, Jake, we're in a limo! Ah!
Yeah, so they're in a limo, and Jake's like, yeah.
It's like, calm down. Like, jeez.
Why didn't you ever tell me you were friends with a monkey who was the monkey of a celebrity?
Well, it's his cousin.
Yeah, he's
Not-
his Adam. Jake's cousin is the monkey of a famous person who it's his,
Dobby.
No,
it's
Dobby
Dobby
Broadway Jr.
Dobby Broadway Jr.,
He
who's
made
like,
one hit single and then he peaked, and now he has $1 million or something.
yeah,
And he's got a manor, like huge estate.
an amusement park and everything, which, like, you know, gave me like pause for thought. Is this like, you know, like,
It's
probably
a Michael Jackson thing.
It is a Michael
Yeah.
Jackson thing.
definitely.
There's like no way it can't be. It's like early 2000s, and
Yeah, it's
er-
like it's definitely that, and it's like got the whole like, oh, I want to be a young boy forever and live in my fantasy mansion. There's roller coasters and Ferris wheels and cotton candy. I do like this one line where like Adam is shaking Jake and like, why didn't you tell me this? And Jake is like, because I thought you'd overreact. Like,
overreact.
And you can see the veins bulging in him.
Yeah,
And it's like
he looks
growing
like a
even
Dragon
louder
Ball
and-
character.
He looks deranged.
Why didn't you tell me about this before? And then they're asking like, where is Jake's cousin?
Not too good, I'd say.
He's like, I wonder how he's doing, and then the partition in the middle lowers, and it's, oh, the fanciest dressed little monkey you ever seen your whole dang life.
He's in a little sailor outfit.
Little
for sun.
Lord Saucy Pants.
That's his name, and I love him. I love him so much. He's my
God,
son.
God,
This
what
was
a
our-
name.
This was our Discord group icon. For,
Yeah, it was.
For a while. This little funny monkey's face, and I always thought for a while, because I'd forgotten about this character, that it was just Jake doing something, doing a look.
No, I knew.
No, it's a-
I knew well in advance that this was the legendary Little Lord Saucy Pants, but I completely forgot his place in the episode. So we see here, they crash into the pool of Dobby. And now I'm doing it. Of Dobby
Dobby
Broadway.
Broadway Jr.
Dobby
Dob-
and Gollum got together, had a son named Dobby Jr.
Yeah,
Dobby
Dobby.
Jr.
Dobby Broadway Jr.
They made his middle name Broadway because they had high hopes for him to be in
Yeah.
Broadway.
Dobby, see him being a star. Yes.
He will be our precious.
So because like Little Lord Saucy Pants was like excited to like meet Jake, they crashed into Dobby's pool, and like there's a thing where like they're like excited to meet each other and everything, while Adam is still in the limousine drowning in the pool.
It's really funny because like Jake's like, Jake doesn't even be like, "Where's Adam?" He's like, "Where's that guy?" And then Lord Saucy Pants is like, "What guy?" And then Jake's like, "What?" Like he also forgot.
What? That guy. Jake called him like that guy.
Oh. But then we get to see the Dobby himself, Dobby Broadway. I keep wanting to say like Little Dobby Broadway Jr. I feel like there should be something like a title before it.
He already has Junior in there, and Little Lord Saucy Pants has the little, so they can't be matching. He comes in, he's like he looks like a Peter Pan fellow, but like he's a bit he looks like an old man. Not like an old man, but like he's like a middle-aged man.
He's
perhaps
all
a
washed
tingle.
up.
Yes.
He's a washed up old man. He's just like, what is that I see? Two little boys that are just like me.
Yes, and so he shows them the wonders of his estate. So they get like back massages, but it's just little Lord Saucy Pants doing it. They're like watching a movie in his private theater, but little Lord Saucy Pants is in the top, and he has to do the projection reel for them, and
he looks so sad.
He looks so sad.
It's really like kind of it
like,
upset me. Like, I feel so bad for him.
Like usually like with like the theme of this sort of episode like being at play, you'd wait a bit until like a reveal, like a shocking reveal. Here it just front loads it.
Yeah.
Just, here we go. Indentured monkey servitude here.
You know what this like episode's vibe reminded me of? And I don't know if y'all remember, but do you remember the episode of Foster's where Blue is like taken up by some Hollywood big man?
That is exactly what I was thinking subconsciously.
Yeah, like he makes Blue sleep in a dog.
Oh
dog cage.
I remember that.
And it's like really like, oh my god, this sucks. I'm so sorry, Blue.
Oh man, it's much like that where Little Lord Saucy Pants meets up again with Adam and Jake after they had their fun, and Dobby Broadway Jr. goes to sleep with his milk and cookies.
Planted worms.
We see little Lord Saucy Pants run into the room after him to give him the milk and cookies for his growing boy bod, and then he comes back out and they're like, "Wow, like Little Lord Saucy Pants, you really got it made out here." And he's like, "Yeah, it's great."
What is it, Little Lord Saucy Pants?
Yeah, Adam just yells that for no reason. He's very excitable today.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was like really loud this episode, and then Little Lord Saucy Pants is like, it's just really exhausting. I just want to know what it's like to be like a normal boy and have normal friends. And then Jake, in like the most even-tempered, like, didn't even sound like Jake's voice. Like, it just sounded like a normal voice. He's like,
it just sounded like Tom Kenny.
Yeah, he's like, oh, it's not that great, you know. It's not that big of a deal. It was so funny. I was like,
why did
he say it like that?
Why can't I remember that?
Go back and rewatch that part later, and like, he's just like, it's just really quick. It's really funny. He's just like, oh no, it's really not that. They're not that great. Just
really
like
not that great.
Yeah. And
well, then Little Lord Saucy Pants talks about like how he'd give anything to leave his life of being in a luxurious mansion to like make some real friends, and Jake's like, hot dog, I'll switch places with you, and they both like disrobe.
Like, okay.
and switch places.
So yeah, it's just the princess and the pauper, you know, but the prince and the pooper.
And the pooper. I wonder which one's the pooper in this situation.
Just remember
the viewer is the pooper.
You know, you remember that Barbie movie? It's like that. You know, you're just like me, just like you. We live responsibility. Did y'all ever see The Princess and the Pauper? It's a movie. Barbie's in it.
Yeah,
I haven't seen that.
I've seen
Gert,
it.
You haven't seen it?
You showed it to me.
I haven't seen it. I think I saw maybe part of it, but that might have that might have been something else. That might have been another Barbie movie.
I mean, it's a really good movie, Gert. I don't know why you haven't seen it yet.
I'm sorry.
I know, but like, it's a
I'm
good
sorry.
movie. It's a good movie.
You should. I mean, I gotta watch it again.
It was the required reading, Gert. This will be
Yeah.
on the test.
Like, I had the test like now, and I was like, made a questionnaire. I was like, watching The Princess and the Pauper.
Little Lord Saucy Pants as
Little Lord Saucy Pants stole my heart in the hearts of America because he dresses up like Jake, and it's really cute. He's got, oh, by the way, if you're not looking at the screen and haven't seen him yet, he's got like a little blonde wig on, which I thought was his real hair for a very long time.
I thought it
Same
was his
here.
real hair too.
He's
Golden locks.
He has golden locks, like, you know, like a nice, like
Like a
Beatles-
Goldilocks of some kind.
like a Beatles brand haircut of sorts. He's got like a beautiful freckled face, a more brown auburn tinted fur with you know, a nice little sailor outfit, and he's got like just the cutest little SpongeBob eyes you ever did
Yeah.
see.
He does kind of look like a monkey transformation of a little SpongeBob.
Yeah, he kind of is, huh? But so
Bit, except sad.
so
Very, very sad.
as Jake and Little Lord Saucy Pants switch places, we get to see what their lives are really like.
Wait, no, I'm sorry, but I have to mention the important thing. Like, as soon as they switch places, like, Little Lord Saucy Pants, like, pulls up Adam's shirt and just tickles his tummy, and he's like, tickle time. And it's like, no, Little Lord
We
Saucy
don't do
Pants.
that.
We don't do that here in the real world.
Oh. Okay.
So they're at the front of the school. Little Lord Saucy Pants is like, okay, goodbye, Jake. And Jake's like, well, why do I have to drive the limo? Why can't one of your servants do it? And he's like, it's fun. Jake's like, oh, okay. Gets in the car.
Oh, yeah.
Drives the limo. And I don't remember, do we get to see Little Lord Fancy Pants in the school, or do we get to see Jake commit some murders first?
No, first we Adam's like showing Little Lord Saucy Pants the digs. He shows him his locker, and he's like, "Oh, do I get to live in here? Oh, I usually sleep under the sink. Oh, this is so grand." It's so sad.
Darkness, darkness, darkness.
It's like, no, Saucy Pants, this is where we put your books. And he's like, what are books? Oh, geez, I don't know.
Jeez.
They're in your backpack. What's a backpack? And he's like, oh God, this poor
God,
monkey.
This poor
This
monkey
poor
does
sheltered
not know.
boy.
He doesn't know anything, and it's so much for Adam. And by that I mean he's kind of sick of it already.
Cut to Jake driving the limousine, screams in the background. He's just I like his face as he's driving here. It's a really funny screenshot. He's using his tail as like a boot. You see there? It's like a little high heel.
I saw that. I wrote in my notes, Jake's tail is boot. And it's just a very, like, it's a funny little visual thing that, like, if you pay attention, you'll see.
He's listening to Dobby Broadway Jr.'s discography on CD, and he's horrified by it for some reason.
He tried to listen to it.
Then he gets a call from the Dobby Broadway Jr. himself, but he sounds very upset. He's like, "Hey, you little monkey boy, where are you? Where are you? Why aren't you at your home?"
He's just like, who is this? Who's calling me? And he's like, you trying to be a wise guy?
You trying to be a Weisenheimer?
Oh.
He's like, all right, I'll fucking be there. And he's like, why don't you just? No, you go ahead.
He throws the phone, and like it cuts to Jake handing him a toilet paper through the door. It's like, finally. time you got here. And I like the little bit that he's always wearing his like little like hooked trapeze thing. So like the door is like slightly ajar to accommodate like the line.
Yeah, because we can fly away. And, like, the toilet, starts overflowing, and he's like, ah, dang, not again. And Jake keeps trying to suggest, like, oh, can't we hire a plumber? And Dobby just keeps laughing at him. He's like, what about your, maintenance servant? And he's like, ah. He's like, it's your job. Fucking do it. And then he flies away like a beautiful bird.
With toilet paper stuck to his shoe.
Yes, with toilet paper.
A long line.
We cut back.
Away.
We're in Mr. Hornbill's class. Mr. Hornbill just got done explaining why the chicken nugget does not look like a chicken. Little Lord Saucy Pants is like compulsively cleaning his desk. I feel so sorry for him.
That's all he knows. He thinks that he needs to do it.
It's and he's like all throughout it. He's asking, "Who's that large man in the front? What's teaching? What's learning? What's a student? I don't know anything. I've been sheltered my whole life."
And Adam is just so stressed from this information. He's like, I can't handle this. This is too much for me.
I can't teach this monkey what life is all about. I can't teach him his entire life for him. I need Jake back.
And we cut back to Jake wearing a maid outfit.
He's like, I didn't know I was gonna be the maid. I thought Lord Saucy Pants had a maid.
Well, no. He says, I thought Lord Saucy Pants had it made. I didn't know he was the maid.
Oh, ha cha cha cha.
And Dobby, I'm just gonna call him Dobby. It's easier that way. Dobby is just like yelling for that this isn't llama milk, and it slowly dawns on Jake, finally, that Little Lord Saucy Pants does everything for him. He's even his agent, and he even like washes his wig and everything. By the way, Dobby wears a wig, not
Apparently.
Dobby as in Harry Potter.
No, Dobby wears a wig.
Dobby wears a wig.
He's comfortable with it too. He doesn't naturally grow hair, so he gets a wig. It feels nice for him.
Oh, I didn't think about that. They don't grow hair, or do they? Does Creature have hair?
Anyway.
He doesn't. Wait, does he? No, he
does
doesn't.
He have, like, body hair?
I mean, I
anywhere?
think they have like a baby hair here and there. Like one sticking out the top of their head that like curls, but like I don't think they have much else.
I don't like this. We cut back to like Little Lord Saucy Pants and Adam. They're still having this thing where they're talking about like what things are. It's like, and then like Little Lord Saucy Pants compulsively serves Adam a glop, just a glop, a bowl of glop. And he's like,
Let me feed you.
So you don't know anything? So, and like I thought like you had fun back there. Why are you enjoying this? And she's like, no. Didn't you notice that there was nobody working there but me? I'm the only thing working for Dobby. Oh, how the turns have tabled.
I'm like the only thing that it's
like the reasoning is that like because little Dobby Broadway Jr. Because he was a one-hit wonder, he doesn't have money to afford like the lavish lifestyle. So to accommodate, he only uses his little monkey friend for forced unpaid monkey labor. And it's, well, you can imagine how horrible that is.
I can imagine. It's just Little Lord Saucy Pants did not deserve this. He was raised to do this, essentially. He was pampered, and then he was forced to serve this guy, and it's just not fair. You know what I say to that? Oh, I say poo on you, Dobby. How dare you? You'll be hearing from my lawyer immediately. I'm adopting Little Lord Saucy Pants. I'm going to teach him the world. I'm going to get him educated.
I'm going to give him a stable job. He's going to get health insurance. He's going to get
dental.
money.
He's gonna have dental.
Dental.
Oh my, little Lord Saucy Pants.
he's
But
gonna
like
get
he seems like perfectly comfortable like living Jake's life now, replacing him, not caring that like Jake is in his place now. So Adam just suddenly grabs him in a garbage bag.
It's funny. He just kind of like scoops him up.
Scoot.
So he goes to the estate. At the same time, Jake is just like, I gotta get out of here. I forget
He's
what
going
it is.
nuts, so he's like imagining all these like little Dobbies flying around his head.
Yeah, it's actually it's a pretty funny sequence here where like Jake is just like holding his face and like clawing at himself like, oh my god, I'm gonna be stuck here forever.
There's a quote here that like that really stood out to me. One of the faces like says like, when we play criminology, I get to play the victim.
God, that one was like really.
That's really on the nose.
I get to play the victim!
And so he's like, I can't stand it no more.
Runs out butt naked, grabs onto like the gate fence. He's like,
The
I gotta
ropes.
get out of here. And
It's a
meanwhile,
madhouse. A madhouse. Oh, hi, Adam.
yeah, Adam is approaching with a garbage bag, presumably with Little Lord Fancy Pants. Fancy Pants. Oh God,
Saucy
Pants. How dare I? Sorry, everybody. Fake fan here.
We forgive
Little
you.
Lord.
And Dobby swings down from like a tree, and he's up in the tree, and he's like, "Oh, is that a sack, a present for me?" And Adam just chucks it at him.
It's like, yeah, it's a present for you! And he like, it splashes all over him, and like it was turned out to just be a garbage bag full of water.
And he like falls from the tree, and it's like, ow! Don't be
It wasn't
mean.
nice to hit me with a balloon.
And little Lord Saucy Pants comes out from behind Adam, and he's like, well, it isn't nice to make little monkeys your indentured servants.
So take that.
Mean.
Well, little Lord, I mean, Dobby Broadway Jr., like all like awful people do when confronted with their own like villainous acts, starts to cry and say like, oh, I just wanted to live a lavish lifestyle, I couldn't do it without like all the money I used to have. Oh, you understand, right? And all I could think was manipulative bastard.
Yeah.
Little
like
Lord Saucy
friends.
Pants is like a bit forgiving, and he kind of hops up and he pats him. And he's like, "Oh, my little Dobby, if only we had some money." And guess what? Jake, as his agent for all of like an hour or however long it took, was booked him on a cruise ship to perform. And Little Lord Saucy Pants and Dobby are so excited. They embrace. The cruise ship actually like pulls up like in the waters near them, and Dobby gets on it, and they all wave him goodbye. And Little Lord Saucy Pants is like so happy with them. He's so thankful. He's like, oh, thank you so much.
Thank you for helping me. Helping him.
And so they have a happy ending, because like while like little Dobby Broadway Jr.'s away, they get to like stay at his estate and like use Little Lord Saucy Pants still for indentured servitude, and he seems happy to do it, even though like the whole point of that was to get actual like paid hired to help. But
Well,
you
for
know,
now, he doesn't have the money yet, Renee.
Yeah, he has to perform first, and perform he does.
he performs. He swings around on the cruise as we get like his hit song playing. APM stock music number 5.
I think
Yeah.
I think it's been in an episode before too. I've heard it before. Yeah.
Something like that. He swings around to unenthused like elderly people, and then he his rope breaks and he falls and everyone cheers. So don't like this ending. I'll be honest.
The ending was the worst part of it. I did enjoy everything else about it. It felt like they were like, what do we do now? And so they just kind of rushed the ending.
I wish that Dobby had comeuppance.
I wish he got, arrested or something. But maybe, who knows? Maybe this indentured monkey servitude or animal sapient animal servitude is far too common in this world. I don't want to think about that too much. This is just a horrible concept that this show presented. It was pretty funny how they did stuff, but this ending, man, I just want that manipulative bastard to rot in jail and
forever. Yeah, it would have been funny if they kicked him out and it's Saucy Pants estate now. He owns it. And he gets to have it.
He becomes a celebrity.
Yeah, that would have been fun. But
that would have been nice, but we can only settle for the harsh realities of the My Gym Partners A Monkey extended universe. The harsh reality is this was the only way that it could have happened in this society.
We live in a society. And you know what's else in the society? Our wonderful, wonderful fans.
Our fans that
yes.
So
I
want to talk about the first fan art we have from @JaceHasTheFunk, and there's a drawing here of
Beelzebub herself.
Beelzebub.
Yes, it's the deer head, but with a horrifying body of tentacles and claws. It's very lovely. I love this Beelzebub. Thank you so much for the attention to detail.
I love how accurate the deer head is, along with this horrible eldritch mass under the head. I could see this in an episode.
Yeah, it'd be funny.
This looks like one of those beautiful corpse drawings or whatever.
Exquisite corpse drawing.
Exquisite corpse, yeah. Somebody drew the top half and the bottom half was somebody else. But I really like this. I love this amalgamation. Very good job.
Truly Beelzebub herself.
Okay, Gert, I think you need to talk about the next one.
I sure fucking do. So our next fan art was made by Motherfucker Unlimited at Commissions, and
that's not their at.
At
That's not
Chidori
their at.
Yoshino.
Yeah, at Chidori Yoshino. But there was an at Commissions. They're doing commissions.
Yeah.
Commission them.
Yeah, they said, "Hey Gert, I like your joke. That joke was for me. My Gym Partner's a podcast." What they drew is apparently something that I said.
No, you said that something. Okay, because I don't know what persona thing you said, but you didn't say this thing. You said something being a Tartarus or something like that.
Under the school being a Tartarus.
That's right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I said fucking Charles Darwin turns into Tartarus. So yeah, that's the connection. I found it. But anyway, it's Adam as the protagonist from Persona 3 and Jake Spider-Monkey as Junpei. And it's really good. It's really fucking good. I love it so much. Thank you for drawing this.
Only seeing a bit of Persona 3 through a video, I recognize these characters a bit, and you know what? This is spot on. This is
very
great.
good.
Junpei basically is Jake Spider-Monkey. Might as well be.
And this last piece of fan art by Chairman Nam at Chairman Nam. Oh man. From Trapdoors, Niall's Secret, and Espionage, I'd say this episode was pretty good. Also, I made a Gymsona. And so, the first, image is, me pushing Niall down from a trapdoor where he belongs.
Into the cellar.
And then we got a drawing of Niall where he's saying, "I'm just a car." And finally, we got a lovely seal Sona. Next time, the nuclear radiation theory. Oh, I love all these drawings. I love the seal, my gym partners, pod monkey Sona you got here. Very cute.
Very cute.
Very cute.
I just like, you know, I'm glad you depicted me throwing Niall into the pits. You know, love doing that. Love throwing people into the pits.
All right, we have two comments I want to read. The first one's from Agent Emerald. They say, honestly, I see you all as equal partners, but if I had to choose who the leader was, it'd be Lucy, for the sake of being parallel to Adam. I don't know how to feel about that.
So I wasn't here last time, so I feel like I gotta, like, you know, clear the room here as to the mystery of where I place in this, you know, trifecta, this like
hierarchy.
This triple entendre. I don't know.
Triple threat.
So honestly, I'm comfortable with being a deuterotagonist. You know, being on the sidelines. I'm comfortable. I know my place as the Windsor Gorilla, espousing the knowledge, the voice of reason to this podcast, whenever it may fall, and to provide my animal facts corner. I know my place.
And I guess I'm comfortable being Jake Spider Monkey.
I don't want to be Adam. I want to be fun. I don't want to be Adam.
Well, you are fun, is the thing. That's what sets us apart.
You're fun. Oh, way!
No, baby cry, please.
Okay.
We got another comment here.
Yeah. Wants to read this one.
We got a comment here from Sleepy Nook. Hey crew, how's it going? Good, thank you for asking. Congratulations on the new pet pixie frog. Uh-huh. So, question. You think the sidekick episode reveal how Adam Lion and the other leader established a system to only keep them on top? What if the natural order is really false propaganda to keep the sidekicks in their place? What if all the chaos Jake caused was all for the sake of breaking the system, but forgotten his goal along the way? Maybe, you know, maybe like he was like trying to set out to being on top as the leader, but then, you know, quickly realized his place as the sidekick, as the person behind the curtains, working the scenes here. And this little like power struggle was just, you know, a momentary confusion to like grasp for power in Jake's mind. Or maybe it was just like a goofy sidekick episode. Who knows? I don't know.
We'll never know. Well, I had a fun time today.
I did too. I'm going to eat 2 tiny pizzas.
And I had fun too. But before we go, I want to address some of my grievances since I was gone.
Grievances?
So number one,
oh my God.
You didn't address any of Adam's abhorrent behavior in the Kiki Von Beaky episode. I mean, really, he was saying so much awful things and you didn't even address it. Number 2, the car scene was hilarious
everybody.
In that episode.
Hey,
Number
my
3,
name's Lucy.
it was a capybara,
My name is
not
Gert.
a wombat. Number 4,
That's
I'm
Renee.
Renee.
That's Renee, and
Number
welcome
5,
back, Renee.
I have Weird Al hair and it's great. And number 6, thanks for watching our podcast.
Let's catch it. Wait, what are we watching next week? Whatever. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody. If you didn't,
Good night.
just figure it out. Good night.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Goodbye.
The Morning Zoo and Pride and Prixie Frog.